have to talk about. The Indiana Fever sending a cryptic message to the fans and pretty much Sophie Cunningham while releasing this video of her feeding the homeless. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Caitlin Clark wearing these glasses and pretty much doing everything but playing basketball. So, guys, put your seatbelts on and let's jump right into this thing. Like the video, share the content, and thank y'all for all of the love and the support because, like I always say, without y'all, there is no me. There is no John the Liquidator, and I'll be nothing without the streets.
Caitlin Clark has once again captured widespread attention online with recent photos from a Butler basketball event. The Indiana Fever star was spotted at HKL Fieldhouse, a venue in Indiana where many sports facilities share the Fieldhouse designation. The images showing Clark at the Butler event quickly gained traction across social media platforms. She was photographed alongside a prospective basketball recruit during what appeared to be a scouting visit. The young athlete in question is reportedly around 6'9" tall and has attracted interest from multiple programs, though speculation suggests Duke may be his ultimate destination.
It's rolling behind me. Now, this right here was a picture taken yesterday at Butler basketball. I think Butler, this is where Caitlin was at. This photo right here has since gone viral. But, you know, I'm not one to get in people's business, but I haven't seen Caitlin with Connor in a while. Since, like, a Pacers game. Like, was it? No, since the Colts game. Like, a Colts game some weeks ago. I believe Connor, like, works at Butler, though. I believe he, like, works there. So, I don't know. It's just something to pay attention to. But this
Clark's presence at the recruitment event demonstrates the Fever organization's efforts to attract top talent, bringing in their biggest star to help with recruitment efforts. Notably absent from recent public appearances with Clark has been Connor McCaffrey, who was last seen with her at a Colts game several weeks prior. McCaffrey reportedly has employment connections with Butler University, which may explain the separate attendance at this particular event. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham has been making headlines regarding her future with the Indiana Fever. Recent podcast comments where she mentioned getting a house if she played for another team sparked speculation about her departure from the franchise.
I don't know. It's just something to pay attention to. But this is the photo right here that has gone viral. And this was Caitlin here. This Hinkle Fieldhouse. Everything in Indiana is called Fieldhouse. I don't know who this young man is. Shout out to him. You know, shout out to him. And this is the original photo. Instead, it may be hard to live up. I don't know what that means. Congratulations. Look fun. But you know, we're home. Oh, they're scouting him. So they had to bring in the gun.
However, Cunningham was recently spotted in Indiana participating in a community food distribution event organized by the team. During the charitable appearance, Cunningham served meals to community members and interacted warmly with fans and families. The event took place despite her being based in Missouri, which is approximately 3 hours away from Indianapolis. While some interpreted this community involvement as confirmation of her continued tenure with the Fever, the reality is more nuanced. Players under contract or currently on team rosters typically remain obligated to participate in organizational events regardless of their future plans.
Scouting him. So they had to bring in the guns. Oh, I get it now. They're scouting him. Dog, I hope y'all had an amazing time. Also hope we get to see Kager suit up in Brotherhood Blue. Have fun on those visits. We all know he's going to Duke. We need another. I'm not even trying to pronounce his name, guys. Bring the Brotherhood home, Plumlee, Boozer. Yeah, man. So they're scouting him. So they brought out Kate.
Sid Cohen also participated in similar team activities and has confirmed plans to remain with the franchise. The food service event showcased Cunningham's genuine engagement with the community as she naturally interacted with attendees, serving dishes and conversing with both adults and children. Her participation demonstrated authentic connection rather than forced publicity, though it doesn't necessarily indicate her final decision about staying with the Indiana Fever. As the WNBA offseason continues, both Clark's off-court activities and questions surrounding roster changes for the Fever remain topics of significant interest. Clark has been busy with various engagements beyond basketball, while team personnel decisions continue to unfold.
So they're scouting him, so they brought out Caitlin Clark to do a little... They brought a little Caitlin Clark to try to persuade a young man. That just looks fun, but you know where. So everybody said, so who is this kid? This kid got to be like somebody special. Let's see. Oh, wow. His account is so private. His face 6'9". His parents is definitely all over him, bro.
The holiday season brings both community outreach opportunities and speculation about the upcoming season's lineup changes for the franchise. A fresh basketball organization backed by financial resources from a Saudi Arabian public investment entity has emerged with significant details about its operations. Na Agumake, who serves as the WNBA Players Association Union president, recently finalized what appears to be a substantial contract with the venture, though specific monetary terms remain undisclosed. Reports suggest her signing was partly strategic, aimed at influencing WNBA ownership during ongoing discussions. Questions have arisen about what ownership groups might have decided without Caitlin Clark's entrance into the league, especially given reports that team owners remained frustrated about financial losses throughout 2024, despite increased attention.
His account is so private. His face 6'9". His parents is definitely all over him, bro. They're making sure. Damn, his mom's tall too. If she's 6'9", she's probably wearing heels. Dad about 6'6". Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy, isn't he, guys? He's big. But yeah, man, we got to get to the other topic of the hour. That is Sophie Cunningham and the Indiana Fever drama. I seen this yesterday. I think I might have talked about it in a video yesterday. But, guys, I'm not going to help feed the streets with content. A lot of these content creators need to work.
Project B presents an ambitious compensation structure for WNBA athletes with numbers that dwarf current league standards. According to sports journalist Annie Costable's reporting, the venture could significantly impact the existing basketball landscape, potentially more dramatically than Unrivaled, which operates as an off-season alternative. The financial gap makes competition nearly impossible for traditional leagues, though Unrivaled faces similar challenges matching these offers despite being positioned as an off-season option. The organization, established by former Facebook executive Grady Burnett and Skype co-founder Jeff Fronis, revealed its intentions in October to organize competitions across Asia, Europe, and Latin America. The inaugural season is scheduled from November 2026 through April 2027.
Content, a lot of these content creators need to work, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing. You know, I'm fine with views. Like, a lot of these guys need to just quit waiting on people to drop and do research and drop their own content. To me, it's just a cheat code to this whole YouTube thing. But that's why, like, I've been moving the way I'm moving. Like, I'm not going to help feed other families when my family got to eat. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you got to do some work. Like, you just got to. Everybody else works, bro. But this is the story here, man, that everybody is talking about. So,
Seattle Storm's Nick Agumake became the initial confirmed participant following the announcement. Additional WNBA athletes have already committed to Project B, according to multiple industry sources. These same informants revealed that prominent players are receiving seven-figure compensation packages, beginning at $2 million per year. This stands in stark contrast to the WNBA's anticipated new Supermax agreement, expected to fall between $850,000 and $1 million, potentially half of Project B's base offering. The compensation structure becomes even more remarkable when examining multi-year arrangements.
Everybody is talking about. So, Sophie Cunningham went on her podcast the other day, and she stated that if she was to play for another team, she's going to make sure she get a house there, which a lot of people is insinuating that Sophie Cunningham is going to be up out of there. Now, I believe Sophie Cunningham was in Missouri yesterday. So I don't know. I think this clip right here, which Indiana and Missouri is only 3 hours and some change apart. So she very much could have did this and drove back home to Missouri.
Base salaries start at $2 million annually, while extended contracts can reach eight-figure totals over their duration. This indicates minimum commitments of $10 million for players signing longer agreements. Participants will also gain ownership stakes in the organization, mirroring Unrivaled's equity model. Women's basketball circles are actively debating Project B's potential impact and which entities face the greatest risk. WNBA leadership representatives expressed initial curiosity about the new 5-on-5 format featuring 6 squads of 11 athletes each.
I'm not sure what kind of value does that bring to you in negotiations. I got to be honest. If Caitlin Clark hadn't come into this league, I wonder what the owners would have done, because they were already Word is they were extremely irate that they actually still lost money in 2024. I have to wonder, what would they have done? Project B is offering WNBA stars
While the competition schedule avoids direct overlap with WNBA dates, multiple industry voices wonder whether indirect consequences could emerge, particularly if collective bargaining discussions deteriorate. Some athletes might choose to bypass WNBA participation entirely if negotiations yield unsatisfactory results, opting instead for the higher-paying alternative despite existing commitments. Historical precedent exists for such decisions. Diana Taurasi sat out the 2015 WNBA campaign to recuperate after competing for a Russian organization during the break period, which compensated her $1.5 million compared to her $107,000 WNBA earnings. More recently, players including Emma Meesman and Gabby Williams have missed WNBA action due to stringent prioritization regulations, which reportedly discourage participation in leagues like Unrivaled.
have done. Project B is offering WNBA stars multi-million-dollar salaries. And guys, there's a figure in here. At least gives you an idea. A couple of figures. Unrivaled. I mean, honestly, this is probably not going to do much to the WNBA. Unrivaled. This could smash it into particle dust because
the situation could escalate considerably. Several WNBA executives interpret
frankly, the WNBA can't compete with these salaries, but Unrivaled is not going to be able to either. All right. And they're the off-season league. So, all right. It starts right here. This is front office Annie Costable, great activist writer. Now a fourth major player, it's talking about off-season basketball, is joining the fall, winter, spring competition window.
Unrivaled offers approximately $250,000 annually, with possible variations for certain athletes. Project B's $2 million baseline represents nearly tenfold that amount. The WNBA and union agreed to a 30-day extension recently, moving the collective bargaining deadline to November 30th. When questioned about Project B's possible influence, WNBA officials declined commentary.
Is joining the fall, winter, spring competition window. Project B, a new global basketball league, officially announced its plans in October to host tournaments in Asia, Europe, and Latin America beginning in November of 2026 and running through April of 2027. Wow. On Friday, the league, founded by former Facebook executive Grady Burnett and Skype found.
The most immediate challenge Project B creates affects Unrivaled and international organizations operating during the WNBA's inactive period, since schedules conflict directly. Nearly 30 Unrivaled participants signed multi-year agreements with exclusivity clauses during their competitive months, potentially preventing Project B participation depending on allowances the 5-on-5 league permits. European competitions, for instance, have multiple franchises with contracted athletes who will depart to join Unrivaled starting in January. Whether Project B would accommodate similar arrangements remains unknown.
Grady Burnett and Skype co-founder Jeff Prentice announced that it had signed Seattle Storm star and WNBPA president Nika Agumake as its first player. Other WNBA players have already signed deals to play in the Project B. Multiple sources told Front Office Sports. Those same sources said multiple stars are being offered.
Unrivaled president Alex Brazil responded to the development, expressing confidence in their established framework created alongside athletes, partners, and financial backers. The organization maintains its approach of competitive compensation, meaningful business ownership, and keeping athletes domestic throughout the year. Brazil emphasized being the first league complementary to the broader women's basketball environment and the WNBA, anticipating continued growth following their inaugural season launching in January. Notable WNBA stars including Aja Wilson, Caitlin Clark, Jonquil Jones, and Satu Sabally currently lack Unrivaled commitments.
offered 7-figure salaries starting at $2 million annually. To put that in perspective, the new WNBA Supermax is rumored to be somewhere between $850,000 and $1 million. $850,000 and $1 million. So that's potentially double that at least.
Other athletes like Sabrina Ionescu, Jewel Lloyd, and Angel Reese participated in Unrivaled's opening campaign but aren't on rosters this winter. The investor group includes Candace Parker, Elena Delle Donne, Lauren Jackson, Novak Djokovic, and Sloane Stephens, though reporting notably omitted mention of the Saudi Arabian public investment firm providing substantial backing. This omission appears significant given the controversial nature of such partnerships, particularly considering many athletes involved have previously advocated for women's rights, LGBTQ+ equality, and various social justice causes that conflict with Saudi Arabian policies. The apparent contradiction between stated principles and financial decisions has drawn attention, with compensation offers seemingly overriding previous positions.
So that's potentially double that at least. But this gets even more interesting. Starting at $2 million, with their earnings for multi-year deals reaching 8 figures. All right. Now, so that means you're looking at a minimum 8 figures, a minimum of $10 million. In addition, players will receive equity in the league similar to Unrivaled.
Critics note the perceived inconsistency rather than objecting to Saudi involvement specifically, pointing to the league's historically progressive stance and how rapidly that positioning shifted when substantial money entered discussions. The union president's swift commitment despite past advocacy exemplifies this tension. Comparisons to LIV Golf have emerged, with skepticism about long-term financial sustainability. However, with Saudi financial support, the operation could maintain operations for 3 to 5 years regardless of profitability, potentially transforming the basketball ecosystem during that period.
The questions everyone is in women's basketball is asking: how big of a threat is Project B and to whom? A number of WNBA executives told Front Office Sports the immediate reaction to the new 5-on-5 league, which will feature 6 teams of 11 players, is one of curiosity. While the season doesn't come in direct competition with the WNBA calendar, multiple sources question
if Project B secures remaining unsigned major names like Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark, along with broadcast rights agreements, the impact could be substantial. The organization positions itself as an annual global basketball tournament, determining a world champion, with international locations and reported plans to eventually include competitions in American cities. The prospect of multi-million-dollar compensation packages reaching 8 figures could attract premier talent. The scale of financial commitment, with deals potentially exceeding $10 million for multi-year agreements, represents unprecedented investment in women's basketball and could fundamentally reshape the sport's economic structure.